Premier League is already in full swing and everything has been happening quick and fast already, but still there's still lots and loads of transfer activity, that's been going on. Arsenal fans will definitely love this video. But before we go into all of that, first of all, Victor, it's time for yet another rating. Rate Amin Adli to Bournemouth for £25 million on a 5-year contract.
I mean, it's really hard to rate this one because it's not exactly a cheap transfer, but it's not as expensive as you would expect given that he's coming from Leverkusen. I'm gonna give it a 6.5. I would go higher with my rating, but his numbers haven't been all that. Not even in terms of assists, which should be his main job, right? So I would say 6.5 for this one. 25 mil, it doesn't reek of desperation on Bournemouth's part, and I think he will be a decent addition to their squad.
Fair enough. And in a piece of news that Arsenal fans would definitely like, in the space of 3 hours or thereabout, it seemed like Spurs were right on track to sign Easy. Everything seemed like a done deal already. And in the space of 3 hours, Arsenal moved in, after discovering the injury to Kai Havertz, and now it is more or less a done deal worth £67.5 million. I mean, Victor, how massive do you think that is for Arsenal?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, his versatility, the fact that he can play on that much maligned left wing for Arsenal ahead of Martinelli and Trossard, who are still amazing bench options to have for a Premier League squad. I think it's a very, very good deal. It is a bit on the expensive side, but I don't think you will have much trouble adjusting. There's no huge change of scenery. It's still the same division. It's even still the same city. So I think this is a very good addition for Arsenal. I just don't want people to jump on his case as soon as he has one poor showing in his first game, like it was with Gyökeres.
Yeah, fair enough. And Arsenal fans must be loving that one, especially the fact that it was Spurs. People are saying, oh, they should include Sol Campbell in the announcement video. We'll see how that one goes. But yeah, moving on to
Yeah, I
yet
was
another
just
race.
thinking actually it's got Sol Campbell
Sol
vibes.
Campbell
This one,
vibes, yeah, all over it. Exactly. We'll see. But yeah, moving on, Max, this one is for you. Rate Douglas Luiz to Nottingham Forest for £26 million on a 5-year deal.
Actually, I've been thinking about this transfer for long because obviously he wasn't that cool at like last 2 seasons at Juventus, but back in the day at Aston Villa, I'd say he was probably the best player on the squad. He was quite versatile. He was very attractive to watch, and I feel like that Nuno is the coach that can bring him back to his level, especially they're talking the same language mostly. And for 26 mil, I feel like he could be still a nice addition to the squad. So I'd rate it a 7 because I'm not sure that he's gonna recover, but there is a big chance of that. So I guess 7 is a good rating for him.
Yeah, fair enough. And still with you, Max. Brentford have turned down Newcastle's latest bid of £40 million for Johan Wissa, and they are holding out for around £60 million to let the player leave. In your opinion, is that a realistic valuation or not?
I mean, it's obviously an overpriced, but I just feel like Brentford are doing this stuff just to keep him at squad because they obviously doesn't want to lose both their biggest players of last season. And okay, if you put them 60 mil, which is I don't see really happening, but if you do, they're fine. They can try to sign somebody else, but currently they're definitely not letting him go for 40, so that's expected actually.
Yeah, but for a player at that age, to be fair, and I think he has 1 year left on his contract, yeah? Wissa.
Yeah, something like that.
I think he's got 2, but I'm not certain.
Exactly. So I don't know. I think the valuation is a bit on the steep side, but yeah, just like Mark said, probably because they don't even want to sell to start with. But anyways, moving on to Yeah, 1 year exactly. So it's on the steep side if it's 1 year. So moving on to another situation that more or less is a domino effect of Wisa as well. If Newcastle cannot sign Wisa, it's also the same reason they don't want to let Isak leave as well. And speaking about Isak, Victor, this one's for you. As per latest reports, Newcastle now have no intention of letting Isak leave after that statement where he accused the club of broken promises, which no one knows the details of those, discussions up until now. But the question is, how much more messy can this saga get?
I mean, might as well get Sunderland and Everton into the mix to make it properly intricate. I don't think there's any winner anymore in this. Like Liverpool might get their man, but at what cost? Like I can easily imagine people like Robertson or Van Dijk, like dressing room leaders, not being absolutely ecstatic with this sort of deal. Yes, he's quality, but is he a bit of a dickhead? It's starting to seem like it, and I don't think anybody in the Liverpool locker room is all that thrilled to be welcoming this sort of attitude into the team.
Yeah, fair enough. Just to add to what you said, I saw a video of Alan Shearer saying, "Oh, I did an interview with Isak 5 to 6 months ago, and I did not see this attitude in him." Saying that he's surprised how the whole saga has become. But anyways, moving on, and just on a final note, still about Newcastle. And this one's for you, Max. Jorgen Strand Larsen is emerging as a new target for Newcastle if they can't agree a deal with Brentford for Wisa. How good is he compared to Wisa, though, in your opinion?
Mm, Actually, it all depends on the price. I mean, yeah, on the price of the player because he obviously had a good season, but he's not proven in Prem, and he wasn't really great at before Prem. His best number is 14 goals in a season, and even at Eredivisie or so. And I feel like, yeah, okay, if you can bring him for like 25 or maybe 30 mil, it's a good addition, but I feel like he's not gonna be below 50, and you definitely shouldn't sign him for this price because you can definitely try to maybe sign Mateta or somebody else who is a proven Premier League striker, which is looks more ideal for you.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I think, in my opinion, I think Strand Larsen is even a better target than Wisa. But then, if Brentford are quoting
Yeah, but
16 million,
exactly. Wolves are going to ask for an arm and a leg because he only just joined permanently this summer. So,
exactly. So I don't see it happening realistically as well. But yeah, we're just gonna have to see how everything unfolds. We still have about 10 more days thereabouts until the transfer window ends, and we can expect that a lot of activity will go on between now and then. But as usual, we at EPL News will be sure to bring all the best bits, all the best talking points, and the latest developments as they come.